One man went into the manhole to stop sewage from backing into their work area, and another went to help him. Then the third went in to try to save the other two. At that point, the gas overcame them.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
We're going to get to one story from Boss Watch. You're going to have to subscribe to the newsletter to get the rest of it. But there was a incident in Texas that Jordan Barab, I think we can call him a friend of the show, former OSHA official, great guy, Confined Space newsletter. Check it out on his website, jordanbarab.com/confined space. He has a story out of Trinity, Texas, where 3 workers died in a manhole last week after 2 rescuers were overcome climbing into a manhole filled with sewage to rescue the original worker. All 3 died. Trinity County Chief Deputy Jeremy Carroll described what happened. He said the men were working on a lift station which moves the sewage through pipes, so the crews, from what we gather, were not sent to work on any issues or any underground issues. They were simply working on the motor for the lift station. While completing their assigned job, Carroll said, one man went into the manhole to stop sewage from backing into their work area. He said the worker then fell unconscious, and another went to help him. Then the third went in to try to save the other 2. All 3 died. At that point, the gas overcame them. With his alarm going off, the gas meter, which said H2S, hydrogen sulfide gas, Carroll said they did not recover all 3 bodies until a significant amount of time after. The manhole was contaminated with, like I said, toxic hydrogen sulfide gas, which is a well-known naturally occurring byproduct of decomposing sewage. OSHA warns that high concentrations of hydrogen sulfide can cause rapid unconsciousness, knockdown, or immediate collapse within 1 to 2 breaths, breathing stops, and death within minutes. The 3 workers were identified as John Nelson Sr., Bradley Reitzman, and Brad Hutton.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
Multiple deaths in confined space incidents were once common before OSHA issued its general industry confined space standard in 1993, according to Barab. One worker goes down into an unmonitored, unventilated confined space and passes out from hydrogen sulfide or oxygen deprivation, and his buddy sees him and jumps in to help him. He is overcome, his buddy sees him and repeats the deadly process. That kind of thing happened commonly. Then he talks about NIOSH's 1979 criteria for a recommended standard working in confined spaces that talked about how far more rescuers actually died than initial victims in incidents like these. Barab says that manholes are well-recognized locations for hydrogen sulfide, either from rotting sewage or other organic material. OSHA has had a confined space standards on the books since 1993, which protects sewage workers if the employer complies with the requirements of the standard. That standard requires confined spaces to be tested for toxic gases or oxygen shortage before workers enter, and ventilated if gases are detected. There must be an attendant up top who is in communication with the entrant, and there must be a means of non-entry rescue, which means that there must be a way to remove the worker from the space without a rescuer entering. This is usually done using a winch attached to the entering worker. Workers must also be trained on how to prevent injuries and deaths in confined spaces, and a permit must be completed before entry that assures that all safety measures have been implemented. 2 of the 3 workers were employed by H2O Innovation, and 1 worked for Hydro Clear Services. The president and CEO of H2O Innovation said, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and loved ones of these 3 people who lost their lives." H2O Innovation is a Canadian company with over 1,100 employees that does water, wastewater, and water reuse treatment for municipal and industrial customers in Canada and 15 states. Earlier this year, the company was cited for violations of OSHA's respirator and hazard communication standards, and in 2021, H2O Innovation received a $75,000 citation for trenching violations, including one repeat violation. The company had also been cited for 2 trenching violations earlier in 2021. So clearly not a company very actually concerned with the safety of its employees. This segment of Boss Watch Union Busters covers national updates. It's sponsored by Labor Lab, which is an employer watchdog organization. They are committed to safeguarding the right to organize through unions, collective bargaining, and mutual aid. They do this by combing through reports that union busters are required to file with the Department of Labor. Here are the new filings from this week. Integra Healthcare Equipment in Illinois hired the Independent Center for Worker Education for almost $4,000 a day. There is a union election ongoing there. Tissenderlo Curley Incorporated in Arizona hired GRCA. Workers still won that union election, even though the union busters did not file until after the election. Republic Services in California hired Action Resources for almost $4,000 a day. That union election is still open. And Marcus Hotels, doing business as Hilton Madison Monona Terrace in Wisconsin, hired Action Resources for also almost $4,000 a day. Workers won that union election, even though the union busters did not file until after the election was over.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.